No, Doc. No, Doc. What are you doing? What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports news. If you were here yesterday, we talked about the Guy Beam apology. Guy Beam being the actual guy who Dr. Disrespect is. He apologized, though, for his actions as Dr. Disrespect, as Guy Beam. It was a weird circumstance, but on that video, I did note it was a very needed response, and on top of that, a pretty solid response, but unfortunately enough, it will be Dr. Disrespect, the actual Dr. Dis, now taking to his actual Twitter to call out Kotaku reporters. And, I don't know about this one, guys. So he's calling out two guys, actually two guys who helped report on an article about Doc's apology. So I will break down the article for all of you, and I'm super curious what you guys think about this. Those two guys being targeted, one being the writer, Nathan Grayson, one also being a writer at Kotaku who's released some great stuff, but also an editor as well, that being Jason Schreier. Now, Jason has had some amazing work, especially as of recently, Overwatch 2 leak, that was Jason. So to give you guys some context, but it was very obvious with these tweets on screen for you, he was berating these guys, he was degrading these guys, he was, making fun of them quite publicly. Ironically enough, he was actually taking to his main Twitter to make fun of these guys, unlike yesterday when he took to his unofficial, much less following Twitter to apologize for his actions as Dr. Disrespect. So a bit of a weird thing there, and I do feel bad for these guys because Kotaku does a lot of great work over there. And with that being said, the article, which was written by Nathan and apparently edited by Jason, who plays a key role over there at Kotaku as well, was about Doc's apology in the first place. Let me break it down for all of you because I didn't see anything particularly outstanding or egregious with this article. It does start out by saying as well, 3 weeks ago, Guy, Dr. Disrespect Beam, live streamed himself walking into an E3 bathroom and ultimately walked out without a Twitch channel or an E3 badge. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, he didn't seem to be taking his suspension very seriously, despite the fact that he may well have broken the law by using a camera in a public bathroom. Today, Beam broke character to offer the public an apology and some excuses, which is a pretty reasonable explanation, if I do say so, to start out the article with. If you guys remember back to when he was banned and post-ban from the E3 incident, he was not taking it very seriously. He brought in his director Alex and said he was fired. He posted a video about that, recapping the entire event, and so I think it's pretty fair to say he was not taking it very seriously. He probably was not very scared about it. I think the one thing that Doc probably had issues with was the back half of the article, and of course they did mention he had some excuses in store. Now the next few paragraphs are kind of just paraphrase Dr. Disrespect's overall apology, which is on screen for all of you guys. Nothing wrong with that. I think the main issue he had was the closing paragraphs about these said excuses, which might have riled up Dr. Disrespect a little bit. As within the article, it's actually Grayson, the writer of this, mentions that he thinks Guy Beam is using Dr. Disrespect as somewhat of a shield of a character for the backlash for his apology he did have to make about the entire situation, and him sticking to his true, authentic character is really no excuse for his actions. So he was pretty much trying to state that he was using his alternate personality as almost a shield, and with that being said, kind of an excuse, his authenticity, his drive to be authentic as that Dr. Disrespect character was almost as an excuse to get away with this kind of thing. So I don't think anything too outlandish was actually mentioned in the article itself. I do believe, though, that's probably the part where Dr. Disrespect then started targeting these guys and calling them out on his main Twitter. Do I think that's deserved? I really don't, any way, shape, or form. Because I did mention yesterday at the very end of the episode where I did say, let me preface again, for all you Doc fans who might get mad at me for some odd reason, his apology was pretty good. It was much needed, first of all, and I thought him accepting full guilt was pretty good. I did find it a bit weird, though. He comes out on his much less well-noted, I should say, Twitter account as Guy Beam, not the huge Dr. Disrespect following he does have, and he posted on there instead, and in doing so, he comes out as his true self, Guy Beam, and apologizes for Dr. Disrespect's actions as himself, Guy Beam. It's the same guy carrying out the same decisions, but he's apologizing for an alternate personality, almost in that way of a facade. So it is very weird from an outside, I would say more an adult perspective. It's a very weird way of apologizing. Instead of just straight up saying on your Dr. Disrespect Twitter that you are sorry, he decides to come out as himself to apologize for the other guy. So I do think this all could have been avoided, and I don't think Kotaku would have covered it the same way if he had just come out on the same Twitter. Dr. Disrespect comes out and apologizes for his actions instead of the way he did it. He kind of likes to pull out these mental twists every now and again. So once again, I think his apology was formidable. Was it the best apology possible? No. But I don't think these guys actually deserve the backlash they are getting, and all of a sudden you have a guy with millions of followers calling out these guys in a very rude way, I would say, making fun of them for things things they have done and making them seem very nerdy, and even posting pictures of the guys, and you are certainly sending them a hail of hate from your large audience. And in the fact, when you apologized, you couldn't even apologize on the same Twitter that you called these guys out on. And so in my case, I was really on Dr. Disrespect's side for the large portion of this fight so far. It was a big mistake. It was first IRL stream and his first offense on Twitch as well. I was on his side until now. He turns the tables and tries to target the reporters who are simply sharing the news from an outside perspective to offer people a different viewpoint on the entire situation. And they in no way, I don't think, really made fun of you or called you out in any way. They kind of just thoughtfully, I would say, kind of depicted the situation in a different light. But that's my thought. You guys can leave your thoughts down below as well. Is Dr. Disrespect out of line for calling these guys out? I think so. His apology was still fine, and I was on his side just about up until now. Leave your thoughts down below. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoy. I'll be back here sometime soon breaking down more esports news. And my next story, well, it's a pretty crazy one. Fortnite Kid Pros, and yeah, they're insane. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.